Hey guys, it's Mana, and welcome to Alternative Unicorn, a weekly show where I discuss spirituality, mental health, and airy-fairy hippie stuff. Today on Alternative Unicorn, we're going to do something really different. This is an interactive video. So if you don't want to get involved in anything right now, like you don't want to participate, watch this later. But today, we are going to be making art together. So, get your art supplies out. I'm going to show you mine in a minute, and stay tuned. Okay, so those of you that stayed, I'm assuming you're gonna make art with me today. So what do I have? I have got some pastels. I've got a humongous board, drawing board. I'm gonna do it right here, and don't worry, I'll fast forward through like when I'm making stuff. And most importantly, and you don't have to have this, because I have it, we're going to do some work out of this book. Thank you, Summer. Thank you, Summer, for this book. You wanted to paint together, now we can. This is called Questions to Awaken Your Creative Power to the Fullest. So before we start, why? Why are we painting together? What reason could I have? I want to do something fun, and I want to challenge you out there to do something different, to take a moment out of your day to do something creative. Even if painting, drawing, art is not your bag, it is for everyone. I don't care what anyone says. And that's what we're going to go through today. We're going to explore some of these questions of the inner critic. How mean are you to yourself when it comes to making something, creating something, being creative? What thoughts come up for you? What are some of the things that block you? And mostly, let's just have fun and share some stuff together. I'm really excited to see what you guys make, and I'm excited to see what I'm gonna make, so let's get started. What they say in the book before we start, before it gives us some challenges, it says, forget about the end product. So in this is intuitive art making, intuitive creativity. So do not think about the colors you're using. Do not think about how it's supposed to look. That's the whole point of this project. And I'm really surprised that I was like, had the idea to do this. It was like, I got it in meditation, so it means I have to. So I don't have a choice. So if you're watching it probably means you need to do it too. But you don't have to like it. Other people don't have to like it. That's not the point of this. The point of, I think there's one of my favorite philosophers that talks about dancing, and he says the point of the dance is the dance, not getting to point A to the end of the dance. Otherwise we would just skip to the end and nothing else would happen. The point of making art is making it, not what it looks like. You're not professional artists. Some people, whatever. Anyways, you don't even have to know what you're gonna do with it. You don't need to plan on it. You don't need to organize. As I bring up these questions and we do these prompts together, your job is to go. Don't think about colors, lines, supposed tos. If you want to make an elephant, who cares what an elephant looks like? There's no right way for an elephant to look. Like, I don't know. This is not what that's about. It's not about perfection. This is about creativity and intuitive feeling. Okay, so starting questions. What would I paint if my picture didn't have to look beautiful, artistic, and impressive? Thinking about it? Think about it. Got it? What would I paint if I was not going to show my painting to anybody? If it was just for myself? If it was a secret? You got it? I think I got it, yeah. What would I paint if what I made didn't have to make sense at all? What would I paint if I could break all rules and expectations? What would I paint if I could take a big risk? What would I paint if this project didn't count? And it doesn't count, so that's like, great, this project doesn't count. And what would I paint if I was totally free? I want you to rest on that for a second, push pause, and really think about those questions. Okay, so now that we have those questions in our mind, we had a moment to reflect on them, I am going to give you a challenge. So today, what we are going to be drawing to start is I want you to think of your inner child. This is gonna go a little deep, and that's fine. That's what we do here. We get deep. I want to think of your inner child, and I want you to draw the first thing that your inner child would want to draw. My inner child is 5. I'm gonna think of 5-year-old Amanda. That's who wants to talk right now. That's who's coming up for me. And you are going to draw the first thing that that toddler, that little child in you wants to make. They're in charge in this project. Let them come out, let them shine and play with you, and let's see what our little inner children have to say. So what are some of the things coming up for you as you kind of explore what your 5-year-old wants to paint? Notice some of these things. Is the 5-year-old in you saying, I don't want to draw, I want to go outside? Is the 5-year-old saying, I've got something deep that I want to talk about? What my 5-year-old is saying right now, first of all, she wants to get dirty. And I did this on my bed, which was probably like the dumbest thing I could do, but she's super happy. Dirty hands and dirty bed. That's what a toddler would do. So good girl, Manna. One of the things, and I'm not done yet, but I'm just gonna show with you a little bit. One thing is little 5-year-old Amanda wanted rainbow hair today. I really want rainbow hair. I've always really wanted rainbow hair. And today little Manna decided that she wanted to show the world her rainbow hair and maybe who she really is inside. When I think about my inner child, I think about what's so fun about her, and she's so playful. Like 5-year-old Amanda was so playful, so imaginative. Go big or go home. So I'm gonna keep working on this. What are some of the things that are coming up for you guys? If something really hits you as a block, and I want to bring this up, if something hits as a block for you and you start to hear that inner critic, write that stuff down. So if you, first of all, are like, this is stupid, or I'm bad at this, or I can't draw, or my 5-year-old doesn't even want to come out, or I don't know who my 5-year-old is, go to the youngest age in your mind that you have of yourself that wants to talk to you and communicate with that one. My 5-year-old just felt like talking today, so that's why I picked 5. But write down some of the things that are blocking you, that are coming up, and we'll talk about that in a second, but I'm going to keep on going. Okay, so I'm such a mess, but let's bring you up to speed with where we are. So this is what 5-year-old Manna wanted to bring out at first. It's a girl with some colored hair, some rainbow hair, and some cries like goggle eyes. And I've got chocolate over myself. And now what I'm going to challenge you to do is look at the picture that you've already started to create. And now I want you to go ahead and add something that you're not supposed to. So does anyone know, like, the scene in Billy Madison when he goes back to kindergarten? Oh God, this is great. Philosophy from Billy Madison. He goes back to kindergarten and he's coloring, and kids are coloring houses and stuff, and Billy Madison draws a blue duck. And he says, I drew the duck blue before. I drew the duck blue because I've never seen a blue duck, and to be honest, I wanted to see one. As stupid as that sounds, that part is like my favorite part in the whole movie, because it's like so philosophically deep on being in touch with your inner child, as much as he probably wasn't trying to be super deep. I want you now to draw something that you've always wanted to see that you've never seen before. Do a Billy Madison, blue duck, purple sky, I don't know what it is, but add it to your child's painting, add it to your inner child, and allow your 5-year-old to think for you. What did your 5-year-old want to see that they never got to see? And how can you manifest that in color? It could be an animal, it could be a thing. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so now I'm ridiculously messy. Let me show you what I did. So one of the things that came up for me is that I've never used chalk before. Today was the first time I started using chalk. And sure enough, my inner critic got like really mad and started to blotch out the face. Go figure. I'm so happy, so excited, wanted to like be happy with this and do this. And then I like crossed out the eyes I didn't like them, made them stars. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay that I blotched it up. It feels fine. But that inner critic happens to everyone. Okay, so let's move on to what I actually drew. I always wanted to see one. That's a wand. I don't care what you say. It's a wand. It's a fucking wand. And that is a vortex. Now, I'm highly afraid of vortexes. I don't know why this was drawn, but for some reason, little 5-year-old Amanda wanted to talk about vortexes and magic wands. So that is a magic wand that belongs to that rainbow lady, and it created that vortex. And this vortex leads to a magical world where she can be her magical rainbow lady self. in a nutshell. Yeah. Okay, now one last thing before we go. We might do this again. This is just a weird little experiment that I was like, I need to make art. You're gonna make art with me. Now, I want you to look at your painting, drawing, whatever modality of art that you decided to do. You drew something that your 5-year-old wanted to see. You drew something magical that your 5-year-old always wanted and wished was real, so you made that happen for them. And now, I want you to add something that reminds the 5-year-old of you of love. So let's get started on that. I'll be right back. Okay, we're all done for today. Let's take a look. All right. So here's my little painting. Again, rainbow woman that got all messed up. My 5-year-old wanted to see rainbow hair. That is her magical wand that will take her to a vortex of a magical world. And when I posed the question of what would make me happy, hearts obviously came up because she's 5. Trees, and the planet. Like, how precious is that in her 5-year-old? I'm actually really surprised about the things that came up on there. I didn't think about it. Obviously, colors and artistic ability is not a factor. That's not the point of this. The point of this particular thing today was getting in touch with the little child in me that wanted to be creative and make art back in the days when I used to make things for the sake of coloring, for the sake of making stuff. Wasn't trying to be a winner, wasn't trying to get anything sold, didn't have an objective or an agenda. I just wanted to make stuff. And so it was beautiful to get in touch with that part of myself that's little and really loves the earth. And I'm kind of going through some stuff right now, thinking about the little 5-year-old in me that really loves the earth. That's what reminded me of love when I thought of being 5. And what is love? Is hearts and love and the planet, like loving earth, loving being alive on earth. I even like, some of you who've known me for a really long time, which I don't know if it's a lot of you out there, but when I was little, I totally wrote a song about saving the earth because I loved the earth so much. And I think I might have gotten a little bit out of touch with that. And I'm really happy that this came up. So let's do some closing questions. So to close off, I'm going to read a little section from this book, just to bring our thoughts back to why we're doing this. There are no mistakes, no points of comparison. Your work is totally unique because you are unique. You cannot fail. You can't fail being you guys. That's like an impossibility. You can't fail at being you. Remember, you are creative. Creativity is the gift of life. It is given to all of us at birth. Nothing is missing. You need only to let go of expectations, judgments, and fears. Find your freedom again. The freedom you had a long time ago when you didn't fear so much. Paint for yourself. So thank you guys for coming along with me and doing this really weird interactive video. Thank you, Summer, for this book and the art supplies. I'm so thankful, and thankful to get to share that with all of you. Hope you liked it. If you didn't, whatever. But yeah, thanks for coming along on this journey with me. If you are open to sharing, please post a picture of what you made or send it to me privately. You can send it to alternativeunicorn@gmail.com. You can send me your pictures there or leave them in comments. But yeah, thanks so much for coming on this journey with me. This was a great time. I had a wonderful time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you soon. Light and love.